Welcome back to Tarot by the Bay. I'm David. Tonight I'm going to do a reading on Kevin McCarthy. Why not? Why? Okay, because why not? Of course, because we want to know. We want to know how Kevin's feeling at this moment. He's lost 10 or 11 votes now to be the Speaker of the House. How's he feeling? Is he optimistic? Is he depressed? And we'll maybe throw a couple readings on what happens if he meets the demands of the Republican extremists versus what happens if he works with the Democrats to get Democrats to come over. So first off, though, let's find out, how's Kevin feeling? He's, 3 days, 11 votes, and he's no closer to getting the speakership. If anything, he's a little further away. I just read a story showing him giving from $5,000 to like $50,000 from his political action committee to the 20 people who are standing up against him. So I guess paying him off, bribing him didn't help. And they want committee assignments, and they want to be able to remove him whenever they want. They're not reasonable. But this is what happens when you want something so desperately that, and there's the squabbling card, 5 of Wands. You want something so desperately that you will turn yourself into a pretzel to get it, and he's just being walked over. And that is not a position of strength, not even close. Okay, so what's Kevin McCarthy feeling like right now? I kind of like that last card. That was kind of one to be on the top. Let's see if it comes back up here. What's Kevin McCarthy thinking about now? Okay, 4-carder. Kevin, what do you got? Oh, he's got a plan. He thinks he's making progress towards it. The vote's not counting, but I know that they've been working on doing compromises. Again, he's got people working. It might be a woman that's in the GOP that's helping him move. This could be like a second command, like Steve Scalise. If you think of the King of Wands as being the top card, the lead, the person in charge, and this could be the second in command. Sorry, not trying to be sexist here, but just looking at a pecking order here. And I know Steve Scalise is certainly involved in it. Concessions, giving, working to the 20. He keeps giving them a little bit more and more. And he expects that he is going to triumph with this, and everybody's going to be happy. Okay, so I keep putting my finger over the microphone, over the camera. Okay, so Knight of Wands, making slow and steady progress. Now, I've read a little bit on that, and that tracks with what the news media is saying. He thinks he's making slow, steady progress. This is the 6 of Coins. This is the card of charity. This is him in the middle of being this generous person, giving to these poor, beleaguered congressmen. Here's some money. Here's some power. And he's trying to give breadcrumbs. He's actually giving away a lot more than breadcrumbs. He's giving away valuable stuff. But that's what he thinks he needs to do in order to get this. He's got somebody working with him, trying to come up with a plan to make this work. I'm amused by the little black cat on there because this person's going to think that there's a big powerful thing, but it's probably the cat that will get more attention. My wife loves cats. She watches cat videos all the time. I'll struggle if I get double digits of people watching a reading. That's amazing. You put a cat video up, thousands, tens of thousands, millions of views. Okay, not jealous of cats. And what he wants is that celebration. He wants to make it to opening day. He wants to have his day of celebration and everything. Once he's there, everything's going to be happy and cheerful. And this is a total illusion. This is going to be an absolute mess. And he wants it that bad. That's great, but I wouldn't want that. Okay, so that's currently how he's feeling. He's optimistic. And I guess, from his point of view, he's just thinking this is politics as normal. This is just, these people are trying to get what they want to get, and they're going to leverage me for all they can get. He probably would have done the same thing. Probably doesn't blame him, probably would have done the same thing. and he's getting guidance that the Queen of Wands is giving him guidance as to what concessions he could give up, and he's trying to give up as little as possible. Make it seem like he's giving up big things without doing it. Okay. Now, what happens if he deals with the Republicans? Let's find out. What happens if he gives everything that these 20 holdouts are they want? What's going to happen? What will be the outcome if he works with the Republicans to get that speakership? Okay. Okay, what's going to happen? Well, he's going to be tied to him. It'll be the lovers, this is going to be, he's going to have permanently aligned himself with the seditionist caucus, as it were, and they will be linked forever in that regard. Queen of Swords, King of Wands, King of Pentacles, good Lord, all the royalty cards, and the Chariot. Okay, so if he does this, if he's going to link himself with the MAGA crowd, it's going to be, the Chariot could be, steady progress. But this, having watched what they've done over the last 4 or 5 years, 6 years, plus what they're doing now, this is going to be the card out of control. He will no longer be in control of his situation. This card's going to be going all over the place, and he's going to be sitting there looking like he's in control, but he's not going to be in control. The inmates are running the asylum. He thinks, once I've got this, I've got this. I'll lead this party forward. He's going to do his investigations of Hunter Biden and Hunter Biden's laptop, and they're going to investigate Fauci and all sorts of stuff. He's got his action plan going forward. Interesting. The Queen of Swords, a lot of readers use this for Nancy Pelosi. King of Pentacles, a lot of readers use this for Donald Trump. So he is going to work with the MAGA crowd to try and bring down the legacy of Nancy Pelosi and pump up the legacy of Donald Trump. He doesn't necessarily want Donald Trump back in power because Donald Trump causes too much mayhem, but he kind of wants Trump's approval, but what he really wants is Trump's base's approval. That's what he wants. And by being the Speaker of the House, he's going to make money. It's amazing how much money Congress people make, and it's beyond their salary. So, he'll be linked to him. He's got his grand plans going forward, but it's going to be sheer and utter chaos. Okay. Now, what happens if he works with the Democrats? Now you guys say yourself, why would he do that? There's a gentleman called Beau of the Fifth Column. If you're not subscribed to Beau's channel, please do yourself a huge favor and subscribe to his channel. He's a gentleman that lives in Florida. He's a journalist of sorts, and he has wonderful takes and nice deep thoughts on political subject matters, societal subject matters, foreign policy, and everything. He looks like a Republican. He's got his long beard and lives out in the rural area with guns. He understands the folks in the rural area very well. He understands that conservative mindset, but he himself is a thinker. He doesn't blindly follow things. He thinks things through, and he's extremely progressive. He doesn't think the current Democratic people sometimes call him a Democrat, and he's insulted by that because he is anything but that. Regardless, he posted today suggesting that the Democrats could play hardball with McCarthy. Basically, say, we'll give you the 15 to 20 votes you need, but to get that, you need to take off the table everything you've conceded to the MAGA crowd, and with the knowledge that the MAGA crowd will go after McCarthy, and then McCarthy will be going after the MAGA crowd, and it's just going to be a red-on-red knife fight. His basic take is, don't expect anything to get done in Congress the House of Representatives for the next 2 years, regardless of what happens. Just because the Congress, the Republicans, they're being controlled by a small extremist party, so they're going to come up with their Hunter Biden things, or they're going to come up with crazy laws, and they're never going to make it past the Senate, much less make it to Joe Biden's desk, and he's not going to sign those items. So it's going to be 2 years of absolutely nothing getting done in Congress, and hopefully that causes independent voters to wake up and realize the GOP is an absolute mess and they can't govern. And if you want any progress to be made, you're going to have to vote for the other party until the GOP gets the message and gets their house in order. That was his take on it. I hadn't even thought of it that way. I would have thought that the Democrats would have tried to negotiate a more moderate candidate to not work with them at all. But let's see what happens if he works with the Democrats. I'm kind of curious. I hope you're curious too. All right, let's see what we got. If he works with the Democrats, High Priestess, he's going to get some wisdom, pearls of wisdom. He's going to find out things that he wouldn't have known otherwise. There's going to be that disappointment in walking away. He's going to get offers he doesn't want. And he's at a crossroads right now as he's juggling. What an interesting item. Okay. So I think what this is saying is that the Democrats actually really have a good read on the situation. And it could be one of two things. Either it could be like Bo was suggesting that, hey, look, this is going to be a fight between you and the seditionists, whether you like it or not. And you can get our help, and we'll tell people that you worked bipartisanly to get this done, so on and so forth. And there's a lot of public relations that can be said with that. Or they could ask for him to step down and nominate a woman to head up the party, somebody who's maybe a bit more moderate and could lead it. Now, I would not describe Liz Cheney as moderate by any stretch of the imagination, but Liz Cheney is also a very courageous woman with a spine of steel, and even that you do not have to be a member of the House to be the Speaker of the House. Will that happen? No, that's not going to happen because none of the Republicans would vote for her. They pretty much cast her out of the party. So that's not going to happen. So I don't know who this, if it was a woman, who it would be. But I will say this. McCarthy is getting offers he doesn't like. And working with the Democrats is just a bitter pill he doesn't want to swallow. He probably knows it's in his best interest to do it, but he doesn't want to do it. Probably because they won't give him what he wants, and he'll be beholden to them, and he doesn't want to. He knows he's done for. If he works with the Democrats, he knows he's done for. This guy's in a no-win situation. I guess he thinks if he works with the MAGA crowd, he could control them, manipulate them, guide them. With the Democrats, I don't think he feels like he can do that. So there's this emotional walking away from that. So does that mean that he's going to walk away from the Democrats' offer? Or does that mean, I think that's what that means. I think the Democrats would tell him to take a walk and nominate somebody else. Will help that person get the speakership and get Congress back on its feet. That's my take on it. And right now he's at a crossroads. He has to decide what's more important, my self-enrichment or getting the government back on track. And he doesn't know what to do. Doesn't know what to do. Of course, that means we're going to have a third reading, and that's going to be, what does he do? I'm curious. If, given the two situations as they currently, if I look at it right now, he's going to try and make more deals with the Republicans and not work with the Democrats. That's what I see happening. Mitch McConnell probably would have worked with the Democrats because he's a lot more savvy a politician. He truly does play 4D chess. Kevin McCarthy's eating paste in the corner. Not that there's anything wrong with paste, it got me through kindergarten with getting me to lunchtime, but there's almost no brain damage whatsoever from it. Okay, so what's he gonna do? What is Kevin gonna do? He feels optimistic, and he feels like he can work with the Republicans, and he feels like that things are gonna work out with the Republicans, and he's gonna do that. I really don't need to throw at this point. I already know what the answer is. He's gonna work with the Republicans. He's not gonna work with the Democrats. Maybe the Democrats don't reach out to him, but that's fine. Let's ask the question, Spirit. Given everything that's currently lined up, what's the most likely path that Kevin McCarthy is going to take? All right. Let's see it. Page of Cups. New relationships. Is that new relationships with Republicans? That new relationships with Democrats. I think it's Republicans because this is crazy town. Got a fish in your cup. Emperor. Yeah, winner takes all. There it is. And there's that. He hasn't fully decided yet. And got the Knight of Swords. He's going to make his decision quickly, though. So I would say it might be as soon as the end of this week. He's got this urgency to get this done. This is embarrassing. I suspected that Democrats would let him hang for maybe the entire week. Get a full week of embarrassing coverage to the GOP and let this show go. And then maybe reach out to him after that. That way, the news cycle over the weekend is just how inept and how dysfunctional the Republicans are. I think McCarthy is going to try to avoid that. He wants this to be over, and he's probably going to give up more than he should and to rush this deal through. And it's going to give him the Page of Cups. Not unless the Democrats sort of cave in and give him everything he wants, which isn't going to happen. I don't think Hakeem Jeffries is of that mindset, from what I understand. Winner takes all. This is the Republican through and through. Yesterday when I threw on it, what they need to learn was compromise and working together. 5 of Cups, 3 down, 2 up. This is I want all, and I don't want to give up anything. So he doesn't want to give the Democrats anything. No compromising with the Democrats. He is willing to compromise with the Republicans because, again, I think he feels like he can control them. His mindset is, "Yep, I'll be in charge. I will work with these guys. I'll be in charge." And he's just trying to figure out probably when he's going to capitulate or when he's going to make that decision. I don't think this is going to be with the Democrats. I think this is basically when is he going to pull the negotiation trigger and say, yeah, okay, we're going to do this. Good luck. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Throw any stuff in the comments if you want me to read on something. I'll happily do it. Have a great night, everyone. Take care.